pleasure to having you on. We now stay in Europe next, where France has been brought to a standstill today as more than 250 demonstrations swept across the country in protests against looming budget cuts. Unions say some 800,000 people have joined the strike, disrupting trains, schools and even pharmacies, with 90% shutting their doors. High school students also blocked campuses, voicing anger over education cuts. Tensions flared in Lyon, where police fired tear gas at masked protesters, leaving a journalist and an officer injured. Union leaders hailed the strike as a success, warning Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu against pushing ahead with austerity measures first floated by the ousted François Bayrou government. Protesters even stormed the finance ministry in Paris, demanding the state tax the rich instead of slashing public services. Opposition leader Jean-Luc Mélenchon has now called for a confidence vote, saying today's unrest shows Macron's new government is already on shaky ground. Let's take a listen in to what Sophie Bennett has to say.
Oui, aujourd'hui, on peut dire dès ce midi que la mobilisation est d'ores et déjà un succès. Nous avons recensé sur les manifestations de ce matin plus de 400 000 manifestantes et manifestants, et l'essentiel des manifestations vont s'élancer cet après-midi. Nous avons recensé 260 manifestations dans toute la France. Il y a des milliers et des milliers de grèves sur tous les lieux de travail. Aujourd'hui, les salariés se lèvent pour dire que cette nuit sans fin du macronisme, on n'en peut plus. C'est plus possible qu'en permanence on nous fasse les poches pour éponger les frasques des multinationales et des ultra-riches. Nous voulons de la justice, nous voulons que ce budget Bayrou, ce musée des horreurs, soit enterré définitivement. Moi, le message que j'ai à dire aujourd'hui à Monsieur Lecornu, c'est que c'est la rue qui doit écrire le budget, et si ça n'est pas le cas, c'est Monsieur Lecornu qui finira à la rue.
We're now once again joined by Ross Feingold, political analyst. Ross, French politics has been severely unstable as of late. Today's demonstrations, what do they show about the stability of Macron's new government under Sébastien Lecornu?
The government might be weak, but President Macron is going to be the president until 2027. That's not going to change. One thing that also doesn't change is that, and this goes back decades already, every time a French prime minister or president proposes cuts to the social welfare state, people take to the streets and protest and they strike. And this has happened repeatedly, and it's an ongoing problem in French society. And ultimately, it needs to be resolved because the cost of the social welfare state is simply not sustainable. France is under extraordinary pressure from the United States and its European partners to improve or increase their spending on national defense, obviously. And to be fair to France, they've been a significant spender to assist Ukraine as well. But again, this is not sustainable, and there's no solution other than reducing the social or shrinking the social welfare state. And at some point, the public needs to accept that. But again, what we've seen repeatedly for decades is every time a government, doesn't matter who the prime minister or the president is, proposes that, people take to the streets, they strike, they protest, and the government backs off.
Yes, Ross Feingold, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure talking to you and getting your insight on these issues. We now move on once again and over to Europe's defining crisis, whereas the